let's talk about this. It's funny how at one point Dak Prescott, the noise in the news was saying that, hey, he shouldn't get paid a dime. They should figure out a way to cut him. They should figure out a way to release him. And now you see the major media is talking about how he's worth millions and millions of dollars because of his performance. It's funny how they at one point compared Dak Prescott to Derek Carr or David Carr, whatever his Carr brother's name, and now they put him in the graces of a Pat Mahomes. Now, I would say Dak Prescott is no Pat Mahomes. He's no Derek Carr. Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott. Just put Dak Prescott in the area where he belongs. And all we got to do is continue to win, do our things. And our thing is run first offense, mix in the passing philosophy, and everything else will work out. It's one of those things where I say this right here, Cowboy Nation. When we start talking about the way we've been winning, I do know that a lot of people are looking at this defense and saying, well, hell, the defense is not doing a lot. But we're not asking the defense to do that. All we got to do is still win time of possession, run the rock with Ezekiel Elliott, and then on top of that, you got the extra spice now with the Tony Pollards of the world. Now, when you have two running backs that can get you about 100 yards apiece, that speaks volumes, guys. Teams are going to try to figure out now, how can they stop Ezekiel Elliott? And you add in the fact that you got Tony Pollard out there. That's the reality of it. So when you start looking at everything from A to Z, we are loaded. Now, heading into week 4, I do know that a lot of people have their reservations on a lot of things as it relates to this defense, and then how they're going to stop the Saints, and the Saints are this and the Saints are that, and the Saints fans are saying, well, we got Michael Thomas and nobody can stop Michael Thomas, and our defense is stout, and we got Marshawn Lattimore. Continue to play our style of offense and defense. Everything else will work out. Trust me. Last year, the Saints team, they was fully loaded. They had Drew Brees. They was on a winning spree. Everybody was talking about they're going to come down to Big D and they're going to beat us down, put us down in the ground, and none of that stuff occurred, right? So we continue to do all things. We continue to do what made us what we are right now, 3-0. I don't think that no team can really stop us. Last year, if you really look at the tape and you look at the details, ever since we had Amari Cooper, we was doing our thing. Now, we did face the LA Rams team that ran it down our throats, but we figured them out and it was just too late. But the problem was that when you look back at the tape, when you look back at the film, when you look back at everything, we didn't have no depth purposes. I believe that if Jeff Heath were able to stop Jared Goff, hear me out, if Jeff Heath was able to stop Jared Goff, you give the ball back to the hot hand, Dak Prescott, Rain, Dakota Prescott, however you want to call him, and Ezekiel Elliott and those boys, we would have figured out a way. We would have figured out a way to put money back on the board to tie that thing up or to get the lead or what have you. So all I'm saying is, Cowboy Nation, this team is totally different from the 3-5 team where we started from. It's totally different from the 2008 team, because everybody was saying that was the last time they was 3-0. Totally different. Look, when we was 3-0 in 2008, it was a different type of feel. It was. Now, we were still high because we was coming off a 2007 team that was somehow got full of themselves and went down to the infamous Cabo trip, right? So don't look at it in those fashions. This team is totally different. Chris Richard got those boys right, with the right mindset. It's something about your mind. When you can have the right mindset, when you can have the right feeling and all those other things, everything else works out together. I do know that a lot of Cowboy fans been talking about, well, we're not getting this, we're not getting that. Give it time. Give it time. Robert Quinn, the sack man, however you want to give this guy a nickname, the Mighty Quinn. I think some people have been calling him Mighty Quinn. That was his first game last week. Now, that was against a team that some of the players still knew what he had in store, right? So they already had tons and tons of tape work on him. Now we finna play against a team that don't know them like the back of their hand, right? We playing against New Orleans Saints. Now, I can say this, their offensive line not the best in the world. And every week, come dance with me. Every week, D-Law's getting a little bit better. He's shaking off the legils. He's getting better because you got to understand, Cowboy Nation. D-Law did not play all, and I'm going to say again, all offseason. No preseason game. He had to use the first few games as a warm-up game. And you look back at tape, if you look back at film, if you look back at everything, you will see with your natural eyes that D-Law was sitting there trying to get in football shape, baby. Hot boys, right? You trying to get back in football shape. Still taking on two guys. And you got LVE and Leighton Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith. Those boys are going to control the middle of that field. Give it time. Yes. And if you look at this offense, I hear a lot of people talking about, well, they're going to shut down Amari Cooper. That's good. Yeah, shut down Amari Cooper. You still got a guy number 18, Randall Cobb. Oh, that's good. Shut down the intermediate routes and the short area quickness that Randall Cobb can do inside. That's good. Then you have a guy that can take the top off the defense, Devin Smith. Okay. So when you got all of these weapons thrown at you, and then you have an old reliable number 82, don't sleep on him. Things change. You know, the other thing that I want to say is that this offensive line been humming. The only person that been getting these little knick-knack calls here and there, he wears number 52. And we want to see him play better, and I think that he's going to play better. I feel deep down in my heart, I feel deep down in my soul, I feel deep down in every little crevices of my mind, my thoughts, that this guy is going to be right towards the latter part of the season. He's still young. He's still trying to learn to play with the bigger body and bigger frame. So I'm giving him lots of longitudes and latitudes to become better, basically. So all I can say is this right here, Cowboy Nation. Let's just pump the brakes on all of the sky's falling type of talk. And understand this right here. If we continue to do the things that got us there for the first few games and all of last year, after Amari Cooper was picked up, everything else will work out great for us. I was talking about this too. Just hear me out. With Jason Garrett, his ability to give the delegation for the nation. I'm talking about this right here. Allowing Rob Marinelli to do his thing on the front four. Allowing Kellen Moore to do his jazz as it relates to offensive coordinations. And then allowing Christopher Richard to do his thing out there as it relates to DB play or passing the game coordinator, however you want to call it. I love it. Because one thing that I can say that Jason Garrett, that halftime speech or whatever he did during the halftime, he rallied everybody here together. Whether it be the Italian sub conversation like he did in All or Nothing, or whether it be anything else. Jason Garrett, I'm telling you, I cannot make this stuff up. Jason Garrett been around winning coaches. He been around winning organizations. You think I'm lying? Hit up Jimmy Johnson. Hit up the coach down there in Alabama, although he didn't win anything while he was in the pros or what have you, but he won things on a collegiate level. Those are his mentors, right? Even Bill Belichick, they had a meeting with him this offseason. That could be Bill Belichick trying to get information for the nation. But what I'm saying is that collectively, Jason Garrett knows who to pick on, right? Or who to pick from, basically, as far as it relates to just learning and being around leaderships and being around people that's winning. That's what I want to say. That's what I'm saying, basically. So let's not fret, Cowboy Nation. When we play against those New Orleans Saints this weekend, we will be locked, loaded, and ready. This is what I want. These are the things that I want. I want D-Law to continue to say, hey, I'm going to punch him in the mouth. We the hot boys. We coming at full power, and we're going to make sure that they're going to feel everything that we give them. This is what I really want D-Law to do, right? And then on top of that, that contagious attitude. Think about this. And I'm not even celebrating the fact that Alan Hearns was laid out like Family Guy. If you ever saw that cartoon, you know how Family Guy be laid out. But Jeff Heath controlling the middle, playing free safety, playing a whole lot better as it relates to free safety, and then rotating occasionally down inside the box. But what I'm saying is that I like Jeff Heath out in space. Man, setting the tone. When they come across that middle, now they're going to be like, Coach, you really want me to go across this middle, man? You crazy. You saw what he did last week to this guy, and that was his former teammate. You think I'm going to go across this middle? Man, you stupid. You crazy, Coach. Come on, Coach. So that's just setting the tone, baby. And I love every bit of it. That's old school football as well. When you set the tone like that, that's old school football. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to the nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go.